Hey guys, Oni here with episode 1 of our Dytech Factorio Let's Play, Season 2. So, as you can see, I started a new map. I enabled the Dytech Warfare, Dytech Genetics, Dytech Dynamic, and the Metallurgy modules, and I also have the Tree Farm module installed from the beginning. What I'm doing right now is I went ahead and skipped recording of the boring first part of the game where I just set up these simple burner miners that are mining my coal, copper, and iron. And we're going to get right to the good part, which is setting up our first energy network. So let's do that now. So we need a offshore pump, 11 of these burners. I'm not sure why I made 12, but I needed 11. And then we need 8 of these guys, but for now I'm only going to put down 4. And we're going to hook them all up to power. Let's put it on this side. Okay. And we're going to just manually give these guys coal for now. Okay. Now the first thing we want to power with these with this energy is a lab. So let's put down a lab and let's go ahead and research automation. Give it some red science packs and then it'll be off. So basically, what I did for this map is I set the frequency for all the ores and resources to very low, except for the Dytech gems and the metallurgy materials, because I didn't know how frequent they spawn anyway. So I set those to normal. But then I also set the frequency is set to low for the majority of the resources, but the size and richness is set to very big and very rich. So that means that, yes, they will be very infrequent on the map, but when I do find them, they will be very large. So that gives me some incentive to build those complex train networks that will go all around the map and pick up resources for me. But like I said, I already spent a good bit of time letting my burner miner drills get me some starting resources, so I have plenty of copper and plenty of iron to start out with. Just waiting on this automation research to finish so I can get started with my factory. What I'm going to do for my factory is I'm going to make about, I say 10 total of these stone furnaces, and I'm going to have 5 for copper and 5 for iron. Now, I'm not going to, you see that on the map on here, I'm mining out of this large iron deposit right here, but I'm not going to mine that when I first start my factory. I'm going to mine out of this small one right here. That's because it's closer and it's pretty rich itself. And once I get to the point where I need more iron, I can of course tap into this giant iron deposit over here. But of course for the copper, I have to get this one right here because this is the only copper deposit that's nearby. Now I went ahead, as you see on the map, I walked a little bit to the west to see if there's any biter bases over here, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't spawning too close to any biter bases. If I was going to just restart. Let's get the logistics. But yeah, so now that we have automation, we can go ahead and make our first electric mining drills. So let's do that. So I need 2 for iron, 2 for copper, 1 for stone, and 2 for coal. Okay. So the first thing I want to do with all this automation is I want to automate the insertion of coal into my boilers so that I don't have to worry about constantly having to run back here and manually put in coal for my steam engines. That's pretty simple. We just need to make a bunch of conveyor belts and a couple inserters, so let's make those now. We have 11 boilers, so we need 10, 11 inserters. I would use the burner inserters because I know that they can put the first coal in themselves, but I don't like the fact that they make their own pollution, because I'm already pretty close. If you look on the map, I'm already pretty close to a biter base down here and I think over here. So I don't want to, anger them more than I have to in the beginning. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set up our coal drills. So I can pick these guys up because they have 200 coal in them already. And I'm going to go ahead and put down the drills like this. I'm going to... God, I hate the fact that all this coral is here. And the only real way to get rid of trees in mass is to either use construction robots or use the poison capsules or grenades or rockets. And none of those I have access to right now. And grenades would be kind of expensive this early in the game. So the best bet would be to wait until I have the military 3 research, so that way I can make the poison capsule 3, or sorry, the poison capsules. That way I can just poison all the trees and get rid of them like that. Because I spent a good majority of my time in the beginning just constantly getting rid of, like, you see this big gap in here with all these empty space? This was all trees when I first spawned. I had to get rid of all those trees because, of course, I need that room to be able to mine. Okay, so anyway, we're going to put down our conveyor belt like this. And then we're going to put down our inserters like this. Whoops, alright. So I'll go ahead and let this finish its next little, there we go. I'll break it right here, and then I will move it to over here, I guess, and you can start up again. Then I'm going to go backwards from the inserters and go to the left, and then up. Oops. And I realize, guys, that corners are considered bad, so I'm trying not to do that many corners, but sometimes they're inevitable. And of course, we're running into the problem with these coral reefs again. It's so annoying. And the fact that they only give you one raw wood. I'm not complaining by any means, it's just... Alright, so... Get rid of this guy, and then we will... Let's move these miners down one, so I don't have to do another corner. Lock you into slot 2. Okay. So now we need power. Let's go ahead and stretch this power line up here. Okay. So now these inserters also need power. So let's go ahead and give this guy some power here. They all have power now. And now what I want to do is I want to set up the framework of how my initial factory is going to look. So basically I'm going to have 10 of these guys. Let's see, where's that iron at? Should be like down here somewhere. Right there, okay. So I'm going to have 10 of these guys kind of like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's make some more conveyor belts. Gonna need a lot of conveyor belts. Let me just control click or shift click so I can make as many as I can. Alright, so basically this is how it's going to work. This is going to be, for example, this will be the iron line. And I'll have raw iron coming in here in the form of iron ore. Then I'll have coal coming in the back like this. And then I'll have the iron plates coming in or coming out on this line right here. And then I'll have directly across from it, I'll have the copper output like this. And then the copper input like this, and then my 5. Sweet, that was fast. Let's go ahead and research turrets, even though we don't have any of the science packs right now. That's fine. I'll have my 5. Whoops, these are off center. I'll have my 5 stone furnaces like this. So copper output, copper input, and then coal input in the back. And I can always expand this, either going left or right, just by adding more stone furnaces and more conveyor belts. So, first thing I need to do is supply it with coal. So, let's go ahead and make 2 more. We can't actually make that because we have no iron. Let's go grab some iron from over here. I have my initial iron mine over this area over here at the big iron field. Now, I had gone and debated in my head whether or not I thought it was legit to set the frequency for all the ores to very high, and not the frequency, sorry, the frequency is very low, but the size to very big and the richness to very rich. And I realized, you know what, it's a sandbox game and you can play however you want. Let's grab all this stone, let's give it some more coal just because, not that much though. How are you doing? Give you some of this and give you some of this. Alright. Let's make 2 electric mining drills. And we need a splitter, that's for sure. See, this is what I'm talking about. All this freaking foliage in the way. Curse you, Mother Nature! Alright, so. Let's go ahead and put down 2 miners. Let's see. Let's get rid of this tree here. Let's put down a miner right here and right here. That looks good. Actually, you know what? Let's make sure that the radius of the miner can reach the edge of that. And that'll be fine like that. So we'll take a conveyor belt and we'll go like this. And we want to split it, I'd say right here, where 1/2 goes up and to the left to feed that one. And then 1/2 goes down and to the left to feed this one. And then we need 10 inserters. So 5, 10. And then we need to also set up our miners for the iron. So the iron is down here. Hopefully not too nearby to any biter bases. I already checked down here. You also see that I have plenty of oil down here to work with once I get there. So we'll put this miner right here and we'll put this miner right here. And then we will stretch a conveyor belt line going like this. Need to make some more. And we're already running out of iron again. So let's see. I don't need to split this, so just come like this. And then let's see, we will come up here like that. Let's get rid of this tree. It's not going to be in the way, I don't think, but just in case. So it's going to end like right about there. Let's mark it. And let's come up and to the left. Okay, so I need an underground belt. Okay, so there's our iron line. And let's see, I now need to do the copper. Copper is going to be way over there, so I need tons of conveyor belts. So much so that I think I'm going to need to get more iron. We'll go ahead and set this up now. We'll go ahead and break this guy because he has plenty. Because I have plenty of copper right now. And we will put down our copper miners. Gotta get rid of this coral. And then we will, whoops, have that thing filtered out to only conveyor belts. So, yeah, I have my second slot. If you put, let me clear it real quick. If you middle mouse click on one of your hotbar items, it will lock that hotbar slot to that item. That way, whenever I pick it up and press Q, it'll put it back there. If I put it in my inventory, and then I, shift click it, it'll automatically go in that slot. Basically, it just locks that inventory slot to that item. I think it works the same way for cargo containers as well, for the trains. I got that information from Dytech. He was commenting on my video telling me that I could filter out my cargo containers, and I wasn't doing it right. So thank you, Dytech. Alright. So, let's go ahead and, let's see, where is that going to come in at? It's going to come in, I might have to go underneath this coal field. Didn't expect that. No worries. So we'll get 2 underground belts, which we can't actually make right now because we're out of iron. Let's go grab some more iron. And of course, I'm not going to make you sit through that, so I'll be right back once I have more iron. Okay, so we have our iron. Let's go ahead and finish this. So the raw copper is going to come in on this line right here, which is right. Let's mark it. And then let's mark it here. So I need to turn left right there. Now let's see if I can go underneath all of this. I'm not sure if I can or not because I don't think these can go far enough. Nope, I can't. So I'm just going to go over top the coal. No big deal. I have plenty of it. But I will go underneath this miner. And then go as far as I can so I don't waste conveyor belts. And then let's go ahead and finish this. Let's grab our, whoops, not that. Let's grab our second underground belt. Let's put it right here, so it looks flush. Make some more conveyor belts. Okay, so we have our basic setup here. Now everything needs power, so let's go ahead and give everything power. I made a ton of these electric poles just so I can do that. So let's first power up the coal line. That's not going to look that good. There we go. Alright. Then we need to power up the copper line. So let's go straight down from here. Alright, those two are powered. And finally we need to power the iron line. And the iron line I can just kind of branch off of this copper power. And it's all the same power, but it's going to the copper line, so I call it the copper power. Put it right there so it powers both. Okay. And now we also need to, we forgot about it, but we also need to give ourselves a supply of stone. Now the only few stone deposits that I have are these two small ones over here. There's one right here on the map if you look at it, and then there's one right here that I'm mining right now with a burner miner drill. But I think it's actually out of, is it out of coal? I can't tell, it's kind of dark. Nope, we're good. But I'm going to definitely need to give myself a line of that. Let's get 2 miners and then a bunch of conveyor belts, because we need conveyor belts for this. And I'm going to go ahead and run a line. Wow, this is so far away from my main base. Let's see if there's anything else. If there's any other stone deposits somewhere else. There's one right here. But it would really suck if these were the only stone deposits that I had. And they were way over there. That's going to use up a lot of iron. Okay, well, in the meantime, let's cancel a bunch of these conveyor belts because I don't need that much stone right this second. I do need stone in order to automate the production of my red science packs. But first I want to make sure that I have my actual ore processing set up and going before I do all that. So, I need 10 more regular inserters, which I need more iron for. So I'll be right back once I have more iron. Alright guys, so because we don't have enough iron right now to do all 10, we'll just do the first 3 on each side. So I needed a total of 6 regular inserters. So I needed to put an inserter here for the coal, here for the raw materials. Sorry, I need a total of 12. My bad. Right, 12 regular inserters and 6 long-handed inserters. So 3 here for the raw copper, and then 3 for the coal. And then I need 3 for the copper plate output, and then 3 for the coal, sorry, for the iron plate output. And then I need to take 2, I guess for right now this is fine, 2 regular inserters going into 2 chests. Just wooden chests for right now, until I get more iron. So if I give these guys power, and the reason that I have them spaced 1 apart is so that I can put the power pole in between each of them and give all of the inserters power, like so. I'll do the same for these guys down here. Now I need to power the inserters at the end. And that works for right now. So, I mean, come on, there has to be more stone somewhere. Not nearby, though. So it looks like I'm stuck using that stone way over there. I mean, I have plenty of stone on me, just that I need stone for the automation purposes. Okay. So as we get more iron, we can start completing these furnaces over here. So need output, output, output. And what the hell happened there? Did I do that? I guess I did do that. Whoops. Alright. So how many conveyor belts do I have? I have 90 conveyor belts, which is definitely not enough to get where I need to go. I need to get from over here to way over here. So, and I'm going to be probably going to go as far above the copper line as I can, the copper field, and then go underneath this lake, and then come underneath both of these conveyor belts here and come out on the bottom here below my copper or my coal line. So that's going to be quite the task with this little iron we have right now. So let's go ahead and, we don't have any on us, so let's go ahead and just, but we do have copper ore though. Let's give this guy some copper ore. Let's go ahead and finish this guy. So I need you, 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 and you. Now what I wanted to do was make these guys fast inserters so they can keep up with the output. But at the time I didn't have enough iron. But I do have enough iron now, it looks like it. So let's go ahead and finish this first. Let's make 2 long-handed inserters and 2 fast inserters. Actually, we only need 1. Oh, too late. Too late. Oh well. So I replace you with the fast inserter. And replace you with the fast inserter. Give these new guys power. Now I'm processing all my stuff. Now, I need to grab all the iron that I can and make a bunch of conveyor belts. And I'm not going to do this on camera because it's going to take a while. But I'm going to run a line from these stone fields over here, or at least the one stone field, all the way over here. So I'll be right back once that's done. Alright guys, so we went ahead and got that stone taken care of. So I have I think 4 miners going on the stone over there. And I also added 2 more miners to my copper field and a bunch of more miners to my iron field. Of course, I'm not going to be able to process that much iron right now, but I want to be able to just have it as a backlog for when I expand this over here. So, and of course, adding those miners has increased my power usage by a lot. So I want to go ahead and fix our power production or our power consumption by adding the other 4 steam engines that I had built by doing the following. I'm going to make some pipes. Gonna break this coral reef here. And we're going to put these other 4 steam engines going the opposite way. Of course, if I can get around these. You need about, now these should be okay because you need about 1.3 boilers per steam engine, and I have 11 boilers, so I should be able to support 8 steam engines. So go like this, and now the hot water should come out of this one and go into this one, and they both share the same power pole, and now my power situation is a lot better. And of course, I'll increase this as needed. Hopefully not before I have a chance to get some poison capsules and clear out all these coral reefs with a couple poison capsules. So what I want to do now is I want to already start the automation of my red science packs. But let's see, I have plenty of iron and plenty of copper now. So what I could even do is I could even 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So put 5 more of these guys on each side. Not that I'll be using all of them, but this is why I made it like this, so I can expand it easily. Okay, and then I could break you guys, get rid of this chest here. Of course, this will cause a temporary stoppage in my ore production, but if I go like this, break this guy. How much do I have? I have not enough. Let's make some more transport belts. And then I need 20 of these guys, and then 10 more for the long inserters. And I go like this, and like this. Just drag these guys out. Okay. Now we're just waiting on the inserters, so we can go ahead and set up our power while we're waiting. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our inserters now. Okay. The same thing for our iron line down here. I should move this guy over one. We need a couple of these guys. Move this guy over one. Oops, wrong way. Let's make an iron chest this time. 2 of them. And then do this. And then this. Let's go ahead and get the backlog ourselves. That should get us a lot of iron and copper. Okay, so next we want to go ahead and already start automating the production of, I say already, but it's been a while. So we need to start automating the production of the red science packs. Now the red science packs, if you look, need copper plates and stone gears. Stone gears are just stone. So, and I have stone down here. So what we'll do is we will take our assemblers and we'll have 2 assemblers making stone gears. And I'm going to have to change the way this looks. So we'll come over here and we will say 1, 2. You make stone gears and so do you. Let's go ahead and make some underground belts. Put the stuff away that we don't need. And some inserters. Okay, so we want to wait for these belts to get made. And basically we're going to break this here. Then we're going to come up. Whoops. And then we're going to go under. Then under again. Whoops. And then left. And up. We need 2 inserters. Then I want 4 assemblers making these red science packs. And I like to have, personally, just me personally, I like to have space enough for 2 lines in between each of my set of assemblers. And then let's see, I need output inserters. So you make red science packs, and so do you guys. So I need copper plates. So I want to grab the stone gears off of the far line with some long-handed inserters. And then I'm going to do the copper line right here. I need some more inserters for that. So we'll take our copper line and we'll loop up and around. And up. And that should be okay. We just need some inserters now to grab it from this line. Let's go ahead and give it some power already. Actually, let's go ahead and set up the output line first. The output line for the red science packs is going to be here. And then later on, the green science packs are going to be like right here. And then while we're doing that, let's make some more labs. Total of 6 labs. So do I have my inserters yet? No, I do not. Okay, and now I'm getting some. Okay, so you're gonna grab the copper from here, 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 and here. I can put the power pole here, here, and here. And then here and here. Now I need a fast inserter to take the copper. Let's cancel all this stuff. Get the copper out of this line here, this chest here, and put it on this belt. Then you guys are going to be outputting like this. Let's make some more labs. And then, let's see, let's put the first lab. I want enough space for some nice backlog of those guys. Let's put the first lab right there. We'll go like this. And then give it some power. And power up these guys as well. There we go. He's where he's working now. So then I'll make 4 more assemblers. Well, the green science packs need basic inserters and transport belts, so I need to wait until I can get the assembly machine Mark II. That way I can make the things that require more than 2 ingredients. We can always do the intermediates first while we're waiting for that. Let's see. So I know that I want to do 4 assemblers for the green science packs right here. So using that knowledge, we can plan a little better. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. Episode 1 of our Season 2 Dytech Factorio Let's Play. I hope you enjoyed watching. My name's Oni, and I'll see you next time.